talk the first seconds because YouTube is taking 30 to 40 seconds to tell you that I'm live. But if I don't talk right away, when this live becomes a video, people just click off. So I'm kind of stuck. Like I have to talk, and I'm just trying not to say important things at the beginning because we have to wait for you. I had a live earlier today and someone said, oh, I didn't know that. Hey again, you were here earlier, right? And someone said, well, I didn't know that you were doing lives. Yes, I am. This is me behind when I was a teenager, and this is my first child when she was a baby. I never had a live here in this room. Yeah, I remember you because I could not pronounce your name, and I'm very, very, very sorry. But you have to admit that your name is pretty hard to pronounce. Where are you from? And did I ask you earlier? I have to stop playing with that. Where are you from? I know it's the same thing when we talk. Um, some Oh, you're from Georgia, so you're one state above me. I'm going to North Carolina tomorrow, so you will be one. Oh, that's you. Okay, are you the mom or the boy? Annette is from Texas. Hey, Annette, how are you doing? What time is it there? The sun. Oh, that's so nice that you're following me. Oh my gosh, that is so sweet of you. I have my son right now, but he's eating. I usually don't do a live this time because I have to take care of Dove. So, um, it's not a good time for me, but I wanted to change my hours to see. It's 7:20. Oh, okay, so it's 8:20 for me. And we have Rif Wawa. Hello, Rif Wawa. How are you doing? Where are you from? I'm kidding. That's my son, my other son, Rif Wawa. Valerie, hello from Michigan. I've seen you before as well. My son said he should watch Disney. So Rif Wawa is my 23 years old son, and I live with both of my sons. Rif Wawa, do you see the name FROTTLZ? That's a little boy that I met a few weeks ago when I was in North Florida with your brother, and he's now following me. Oui, Marie-Charlotte, but don't worry about it. So this boy is a sweet teenager, and I met them at Madison Blue Spring when I was with your brother. I'm talking to my son, but to everyone. And he was there with his mom, and we had our baby ducks. We had the ducks in the van, and he was telling us that he almost drowned in this spring, and we just talked together. They played with the ducks, and after the mom saw my van, and she saw the Mosaic Fairy on the side of my van, and they watch my channel and they subscribe. So that's the story. Wandering is from NC. I'm going to North Carolina tomorrow morning, but I'm flying. I'm not taking my van. I'm flying, and I'm going with my ex-husband and my son, our son, Dove. It's been a while since, well, I don't want to say that it's been that long because I'm traveling a lot and I'm flying a lot. But since I have the van, I'm usually driving, and that's what I wanted to make this chat, because it's kind of weird that we're flying tomorrow, because I feel like I'm not moving with my entire bedroom or home with me. When I have my van, I have everything in my van. I have my river tube for my son, I have his clothes, I have my clothes, I have my meds, my supplements, a ton of glasses. I have everything. I have my little kitchen, I have a little printer, everything, because I work from the van. You don't know that yet because I made a video that will go public, that I will premiere next Wednesday. So leaving tomorrow and flying, I think it's my first time on a plane since I bought the van. I don't know if it's my first time, but it's certainly my first time with my son and my ex-husband, all three together as if we were a couple. But I've been traveling with my ex before, and I was with him a week ago. We were in North Carolina, but I drove and he went on a plane with our son. So I was like enjoying my stay in North Carolina because we had the van. It was super easy to go out and picnic. We stayed in a hotel, but because I had the van, it really feels like, yeah, I have my little bedroom with me like all the time. And I don't drink. I'm carnivore, so I don't drink at all. But in my van, I had everything to open. My ex-husband a bottle of wine and beers, and again, it's like a home, right? So I just feel like super empty, and it's super weird. And before I had the van, that's how I was living. It's kind of like if you had to live now without a phone or an iPad or a smart TV, which my friend Marie Charlotte, who is there now, doesn't even have a smart TV, so she cannot watch me on YouTube or anything. It's super weird to say that. And when I thought about that, I'm like, I'm gonna have a van and ask my friends, van lifer, if now they feel the same. I feel like I can't go on vacation without my van because my whole life is in the van and it's so freaking convenient. Like tomorrow, I'm literally flying with a small portable pump to blow all the river tubes and stuff like that because we can't even find it there. Like sometimes I just go on vacation and I buy what I need to at Walmart but now with the kids that are back to school and they don't even sell stuff for the rivers and the pools anymore. So I'm gonna travel with my all the floaters and stuff like that for my son so he can have fun on the river, and this little 12 volt tool to blow all the floats and the tubes. But again, I usually have all that in my van, and I have my little fridge, I have my meat, I have my prosciutto ham, and tomorrow I won't have anything. So it feels crazy to say that I'm scared to travel light. I've always traveled light, but as I said, it's like having no iPhone. I can say it's about the same feeling as if someone was taking my iPhone and if I had to go back to this period where we had no phone. Wondering why, right, you said you're from North Carolina, and I think I asked you, I'm where are you from, North Carolina? And yes, Frode, I'm always in my van. I have a house, I'm home now. But since I bought the van in January of this year and I converted the van, I'm barely home anymore. I come home sometimes because my son has to see his father, Eastern North Carolina, okay. And I want to sell this house because it costs me money. I said that in many videos. I'm paying $500 a month of FPL, so power bills. I always have something to fix. I'd rather fix something in my van or in my car than the house because every time there is something in the house, it's like thousands and thousands of dollars. I will sell my house if I could. Like I will put it on the market like tomorrow if I could because it's too big, too hard to maintain, it's too much. I just got a violation from the zoning. So yes, since I bought the van, I'm always doing something. I'm never home since January. I spent maybe 4 weeks home total. So I kind of became a nomad. Like some people will say that I'm not a full time van lifer, but pretty much. Annette says, what was the name of the natural spring you visited? So Annette, the little boy is not a little boy, he's a teenager, sorry. That is right above you, above Wandering. Frod, Frotttlz, is a teenager that I met at Madison Blue Springs. He was there with his mom and they saw my van, and here they are now. He's following me. You know, Annette, I bought my Roland up there. So I'm like just right in the middle of the spring. So I have visited so many hot spring, um, Manatee, Madison Blue Springs. There is another one that is Blue Spring. There are many that are called Blue Spring. Lafayette Blue Spring. I love this one because it's always just me when I go there. It's always it's very north. It's Lafayette County, and Lafayette County is a very, very, very small county. I think it's the smallest or the second smallest county in Florida. So usually people go to Ginny Springs, Ishetukni, which I've done Ishetukni. I've never done Ginny Springs, but I'm trying to avoid that. And I know many springs that, sorry, I'm checking low battery. It's okay. I've been to many springs that are unknown, and I found them because I'm kayaking. So they don't really have a name, and I love those springs. I love them way. I mean, they're all beautiful. I've been to Rainbow Springs. Everybody knows Rainbow Springs. Even if it's beautiful, if it's like crystal blue, it's beautiful. I'm telling you. But for me, it's made. Like all the trails and stuff are made, and it was packed. Like so many people. And while it's beautiful, it's not what I like. And yeah, I have that spring that I like. It's a natural springs, but again, it has no name. I may have to charge. It has no name because I'm just finding them when I kayak, and they're very, very pretty. Hot Spring is another one that's very cool if you have kids, because they have a splash playground for kids, and there are springs where you can see manatees. So it's beautiful. They're all different. Some are like very um, crystal blue, but others are not that crystal blue. They're like greenish, but they're still pretty because you have the trees inside and you see all the rooting system and the ecosystem and the birds. So I love all of them. It's crazy that I've been living in Florida for since 2014. I've been in America since 2011, and I moved in Florida in 2014, and I just discovered the spring a year ago. Not even a year ago. I'm trying to think. We went before December with my sons, Clarence and Dove. I rented an Airbnb. I thought the house was cool online. I like the picture of the house, you know, on stilt, very, very high. And I'm like, well, let's go. I had no idea where it was. I had no idea where it was. And we went there. I didn't know that we had springs all around, but the host had some kayak. So I took my phone and I searched for a place to go kayaking, and we ended up at a spring. And I felt like so stupid. I had heard about the springs, don't get me wrong, but I didn't know it was like, wow, that pretty. And once you go to a spring, it's like you become addicted. There are so many Facebook groups online about the springs, because everyone that I've met who saw a spring said the same thing. You've seen one, you have to see another one, you have to check another one and another one. They're all different. They all have a different vibe. Again, I don't really like the springs that are made. I like the ones that are more natural. But every time I see a spring, I'm like, I have to go again. I have to go again. So it's very, very, very addicting. Sorry, I'm like, Marie Charlotte has like a Chinese, I don't know if it's done on purpose, but Marie Charlotte, you have some Chinese letters in front of your name. Valerie, you're from Michigan. What time is, no, Michigan, you're Eastern time, right? It's the same thing, correct? Or maybe you're a little bit West Central? Because I'm trying to figure out, that's why I did this live, because I'm trying to figure out when is the best time for me to do a live. I don't even know if YouTube is going to push 2 lives. Yes, it is. So for you, it's still 8:30. I really want to go to Michigan. Everybody has been telling me how beautiful it is, and it, that's another very underrated state because now you hear a lot more people going on vacation in Michigan, but I think it's an underrated state and it's a beautiful state. I have friends who used to live in Connecticut and they moved in Michigan, and for many years they told us to come, and we had we were busy with our kids and business and everything, and we never went, and now I really regret. I met yes, yeah, I know it's beautiful. Everybody tells me that. Maybe this fall, I want to see the fall foliage again because I used to live in Connecticut and fall is pretty in North Carolina, but not as pretty as Connecticut. I mean, it's different. It's pretty because you have the mountains, you have the Smoky Mountain, but it's not the bright colors. It's Hey, hi Donald Anderson, how are you? It's been a while. I had a neighbor who retired and spent money. Thing is, yeah, he started reporting. Really? Okay, so you've heard about this violation. I took my golf car and I was driving everywhere in the neighborhood because you guys don't know, but I have one of the prettiest front yard and backyard from the entire neighborhood. I love gardening. I have a beautiful pond, beautiful flowers, beautiful plants. And I got a violation from the zoning because I have some very tall, they call it tall grass, that is not grass. It's native from Florida. It's almost impossible to cut it because you can cut the top, but if you cut the bottom it will just bend over, and then if you kill it with vinegar, which I tried, it doesn't do much. It's still dying, but it's brown and it's still going up. So I got a violation. I think most of my neighbors got a violation because when I was driving in the neighborhood, most of them cut it. It looked very clean like 3 days ago. I've been working on those tall grass because I don't want to have a fine or lien on my property. I won't let that happen. But it's very annoying because it's in a ditch. So there's water every day. It's raining. So it's almost impossible to get there. You can't go there with a lawnmower. Plus it's super tall. And with my weed eater, it's not strong enough. It's almost impossible. So every day I'm cutting it with a pair of scissors and I'm putting some vinegars. And after 3 days, I started destroying it 3 days ago. And today I went and I spray every day. And today I went and I have new shoots. It's coming back. So I have to ask Gemini or something online. I'm sure there is a loophole or something, and I'm sure I can write maybe a letter to the zoning. It's not possible. It's almost like asking you if you were living, hi pop pops, if you were living in the forest to mow your land. It is that stupid. It's not my land. It's outside. It's in front of my fence. It's way behind my fence, and it's literally a ditch. So even my landscaper, because I used to have a landscaper, he was like, I'm not going there with my lawnmower, you can't. So those tall grass are just impossible to remove. As I said, I've been working on it for like 3 or 4 days. Every day I go, first with the weed eater, then I spray some very strong vinegar. Then when it's shorter, I try to go with the lawnmower. But with the lawnmower, it's so strong and soft at the same time. It bends over. I don't have any HOA. No, I will never live in a HOA. No, and that's why I want to move because I'm not the type of person who can live in an HOA. I unplugged from the system. It's very annoying, Annette. I completely unplugged from the system and I can't stand that. I'm telling you, it was not even ugly or anything. It looks like I mean, that's what it is. Again, I spent 4 days working on it. I'm spraying every day. I spent money buying like the spray bottle and the strong vinegar, and it burns my nose and my eyes and everything. And today when I went and I saw some brand new shoot because it's been raining for the last 2 days and I'm trying to destroy it. I mean, I'm trying to find if there is a loophole or if I can send a letter to the zoning to tell them that it's like asking us to mow a forest, or I swear it is that stupid. It's just not possible. Again, the neighborhood looked good 2-3 days ago, and after 2 days of rain, it grew back everywhere. So what's the point? Hold on, I'm checking the percentage of my battery. I'm gonna try to well, I'm gonna hold my phone because I don't have my stick. I was not prepared for this live. So no, it's not my property, it's outside, but you know how you're supposed to take care of the side. So there is a, and yesterday I was like, I was like walking by to see how it looked like, and there was this lady with her dog who was like pooping there. And it's funny because you're not supposed to tell them everything, because it's kind of like they have the right to, it's not your property, but the zoning expect us to take care of the 15 feet in front of our property. No, everything is clean, and I do cut the grass everywhere I can. But in front of my property, I have this 15 feet of easement, and everything is mowed, everything is Baya, I think it's Baya grass, yeah. Everything is clean, but the side, I don't know why my property is like that. I'm in a corner lot, and I have the deepest ditch from all the neighbors. So some of my neighbors don't have a ditch at all. It's flat, so they can use a lawnmower. Once it's flat, it's flat. If you mow it every week, you're good because you can pass with your lawnmower. But mine is like a ditch. It's really like a swimming pool. So you can go there, because if I go there, like, I can't get out with my lawnmower. It's gonna flip, and all the landscapers, and I've tried all the landscaper possible, and they all said the same thing. They're like, I'm not going there. I'm not going there, Caroline. I don't want my lawnmower to flip. I just have a push one. I don't have a Cub Cadet or tractor or anything like that. I just have a self-propelled. So I'm trying to go in there with the self-propelled as much as I can, but it's a nightmare. But they have been trying to change this area. When I moved, you had the older people that used to live here that are fishermen, and they are mad at people like us, but I'm not us, I'm not them. But they think that the people that come from the south, and I come from South Florida, move here, they renovate their houses, and they want to be on sewer and everything, and they don't want their septic, and they're supposedly the one causing problem with the zoning. But I'm not this kind of person. I'm very laid back. I moved here because I thought that it would be laid back, and it used to be. It was almost too laid back, and now it's worse than living in a HOA. So every time I come home, and running away won't help, because if I get a violation, I have to do what I have to do. But every time I come home, I'm like van sick. Like, people are homesick, I'm van sick. I want to go back. I want to live again. You missed the beginning of this video, but I said since I bought the van in January, I probably spent 4 weeks home since January, and we are in August. I'm never home anymore. I'm never home. I'm always traveling. I'm always on the go. And sometimes I just take a book and I sit in my van when it's not too hot, or when it's raining, and I listen to the rain. Yeah, I don't like those rules anymore. I can't stand that. I feel so controlled. I was watching another YouTuber yesterday. He's a French guy, so I'm not gonna put the video here because most of you don't speak French. And he was saying that the government and the system is forcing us to believe that we want to do stuff that we don't even want to do. Like, we don't want to wake up in the morning to go to work, but if you talk to someone, this someone will tell you, but you have to. You have no choice. You have to get up at 6 a.m. in the morning because you need to go to your 9-to-5 job and pay your bills. And you need to go to the dentist twice a year, and you need to eat your steroids in the morning, and you need to do this. And we are being forced, and we have been brainwashed so much that we have been doing things that we don't even want to do anymore. And that's why this generation and all the generation, but the new generation of young kids, the 20, I never know, I'm Gen X. I was born in 1978, but they are also depressed because they are in this system, and it's terrifying. Like we say it's that we are in a free country, but where is our freedom? I mean, personally, and I know I had this conversation with my best friend. We are another subscriber said we are the yin and the yang. She's my best friend, but she's my opposite, and we get along very well. But when I talk like that, she doesn't always understand because she said, no, we have no choice. We have to force our kids. We have to force ourselves to wake up in the morning. We have to do things that we don't want, and it's life. Well, I'm a little bit older than her, and I've already raised 3 kids. 2 of them have a great job and great life, and none of them are using their degrees, and they're happy. They have a, Donald said, did you have someone complain about the van at the park? No. I had this story a few months ago when I was in Alabama in a forest. I was asked to move by the police, but no. And I made a video, my last video about it is about my cargo van. No, no complaint. Getting to park a van camper. Yes, it is hard, and there are many laws now that prevent you from sleeping in your van. And it's funny because when you pass your license, and I remember from my kids, they said that if you're tired, you have to pull over and you have to sleep. And that's what the kids learn before they get their license. But they don't, and that's in Florida. I don't know in any other state. My kids had their driver license in the state of Florida. My daughter is almost 27 now, my first one. She's going to be 27 this year. It's like crazy. She will be 30 before I know it. It's crazy. Oh, yeah. I am an easygoing person. Yeah. I am. From all my cousins and siblings, I was the sweet one when I was a child. But I've worked hard, and I talk about it in my next video that you will see next Wednesday. It's not that I work hard. I refuse to have a 9-to-5 job. I never had. I said that in my life today. I'm a dropout. I dropped out of school when I was in 10th grade. I was not rebellious or anything. I was not a bad teenager. I just didn't like the teachers. I didn't like what I was learning in school. My father is an antique dealer, and he was always taking me to his job site. I grew up in the Louvre des Antiquaires. I knew the history. I was kind of educated, and the things that I was learning, like all the things that I was learning in school, was like not interesting. Donald said the truckers park on the side of the interstate. You've seen that too? Yeah. I tried to park a few days ago at Lowe's. You know Lowe's, the gas stations, right? It's where I sleep sometimes. And 2 of them had a 1 hour parking only, which I thought was super weird. Super weird. And I see all the truckers, they were parking, yeah, on the side of the interstate, like a line. And I don't know if they get fined or not. I hope not, because if they do, everybody's gonna get fined. So yes, I did not finish high school. I stopped in second in French. It's 10th grade, and I started working right away. And that was a 9-to-5 job. That was more than a 9-to-5 job. It was more like a 9 to 9 job. And I was a minor. I was only 17. It was before they had any rules to protect minors. I had no vacation. I was working 6 days a week. Nobody was protecting me. My father thought that it was normal. Like it was slavery. I'm telling you, it was slavery. And then I had my daughter when I was 21, and I could not do this job, so I created my first business, and I was a mobile hairdresser, which I hated this job, but I didn't do that very long. And then from that, I always stayed as self-employed. I've never had another 9-to-5 jobs. I've helped some business. I did help some business even here in my town, to help them with their ads or TikTok or but like three hours a day, every other day. but I can do a 9 to 5 jobs. Then I went back to college later. I explained that in my video, but it was more because I wanted to keep my mind busy. But I never needed my degrees to do anything. And really, I talk about this in my next video Wednesday. I tell you all my secrets, all the jobs that I had. I'm a free bird, yes. I moved in this country in 2011 after seeing one of my best friends who was in New York with her 3 kids. I closed my laptop and I told my husband, my ex, but my husband back then, we're moving. You want to move? You want to leave the suburb? We're moving to America. I had found a lawyer, immigration lawyer, because you cannot just move in America like that. I made an appointment for the following week. We booked a flight for the following month. We came to Connecticut, Fairfield County, and we had to open a visa because we cannot just come like that. We had to have an E2 investiture visa. And I'm like, well, I was a cat breeder. I went to vet school, so it's a license, because in France, in order to be a breeder, it's way, way more controlled than here in America. Here you can breed your dogs, they let you have like 2 liters, it's not controlled. In France, you have to go to like a vet school and you have to be licensed. So I specialized in cat, and I was a cat breeder in France, and a very popular one, because I sold my cats, British Shorthair, to some some celebrities. I was about to say famous celebrities, but if they're celebrities, they're famous. So I don't need a hyperbole, same thing in French. So I was doing very well, and I said, because I love animals and pets, I'm going to open a pet store. Yes, so I could not speak English. So here I go. I am in Fairfield County back in 2011, and I opened Pet Extravaganza. My neighbor was Kim Fawcett. She was a state representative back then, and she helped me with the grand opening and everything. The mayor was here, everybody, the press was here. So I had a huge grand opening for my store, which was very intimidating back then. And I opened this store before there was any Petco, PetSmart, or anything. I could not speak English. I'm sitting right here and I'm like, and it was a very fancy store with some very cute outfit for dogs, pet beds, because we went to China before that with my husband. And we met some pet bed like Louis 15, Louis 16, because my dad is an antique dealer and my husband is an antique dealer. So we met some reproduction, and we had some very, very cool and unique stuff. Not anything, I want to say, nothing from China. Everything was from China, except that I didn't buy it. We made it. So it's completely different. And we had some nice leather necklace and collars for dogs and cats that were handmade in France, in Auvergne. So very beautiful, unique store. I wish I could find this old video one time and show you. And I could not speak English. I remember my first client. Hey, from London, why are you up? So I opened Pet Extravaganza, not being able to speak English. My landlord had a store next door to me, and he was in home theater and stuff like that. And on the first day, he sat next to me, and this first client came in and said, hey, do you have dog's diaper? And I could not speak English, so I look at my landlord, Glenn, who became my best friend, and he's laughing and laughing. He's like, I can't believe that she said that. And this is how it went. And from Pet Extravaganza, we opened another business. We opened an antique store, because in the meantime, I had cancer. I had to close my store. But let's not cry. My channel is all about positive. I'm fine. I don't have cancer anymore. It's a story. I'm originally from France, Paris. Je suis de Paris. But I'm in Florida. I live in Florida. I was telling the story of the day, how I moved to America, the business that I had, and how I opened my store, Pet Extravaganza, when I could not even speak English. So I had this store and I had 3 kids. Then we opened another store. And then I went back to what I had always done before. I've been a doula for, and I'm not married anymore. I've been a doula for many, many years, and I've delivered many babies. And I've had many other jobs, but I don't want to spoil it, because that will be on my next video next Wednesday. But I've done a lot of things for a dropout. So that's why I've completely unplugged from the system and I'm not trusting the system anymore. My father was the same way. The day before the baccalaureate is our French graduation. I think, you say Gérard, how do you say your name? Can relate because in UK they kind of have the same thing. We don't just graduate from school. It's you have to take an exam like the SATs, right? It's funny because for a dropout I went back to college and I know everything about SATs, IB class, ACE diploma. My daughter got the ACE diploma, which is the Cambridge. Two of my kids have a master. One dropped out a month before her master, and when she called me and she said, "Mom, you're gonna be so mad at me." I'm like, "What? You had a car accident, you're hurt, like, and I won't be mad." She's like, "I don't want to finish class. I don't want to finish my master because I don't believe it what I'm learning and I'm making so much money already. I don't think I need that." And I sat down and I said, "That's great. You just realized something." And she was mad because she spent money on her master, and I was like happy that she realized that it was useless because she was already making money. So she quit a month or 2 months before. Well, she had her master. She has her master, but she doesn't have a clinical because she was a psychologist, and for her to be a psychologist, she was supposed to finish her clinical. It's like she didn't finish it completely, so she has a master but not a clinical psychologist, so she cannot be a psychologist, and it's okay because she loves my single. Yeah, but I live with my boys and I'm not dating. Haha, sorry. So I was like, "That's fine, Mathilde, and I'm very happy that you tell me that." And she was so relieved that I was okay with her decision to stop college. And I was telling you before, my father did the same thing. He was supposed to pass his baccalaureate, so it's the exam that we take in France to graduate from high school. And he left and he went to UK. So you guys from UK. He left and he went to UK, and he became a very, very famous antique dealer. And he's a hard worker. He's very educated. When you are an antique dealer, obviously you're educated, and he did very well. Nobody in my family, I think, had a high school diploma, but we're all very educated. My family actually owned a very well-known newspaper in France, and they were in the news, and they were reporters and writers, very smart people in my family. On my father's side. On my mom, I don't know them much. I have dimples. I have wrinkles. No, I don't really have dimples. My daughter has two. Hold on, I don't want you can lower the volume. I'm just gonna call my son quickly because he's 7 and I usually don't leave him alone at this hour. So hold on 1 second. Okay, lower the volume. I'm gonna ask him if he's okay. Dove, ça va? He's alive. I never have a live at this time because I have 4 children. I have 3 grown-up. And I have my baby. I have a 7 years old because I started all over again at almost 41. Okay, let me catch up. I have some people. What do your children say about you doing van life? Okay, I'm going to answer that. And good evening and have a beautiful night from Captain George and Atlantic Ocean. That's sweet. Don't be silly. Thank you. My children, Matilda is my first and oldest one. And she's the one who dropped out, who stopped, quit her master like a month before graduation. And she's also the one who is always traveling. So she's self-employed. I don't do Instagram. I have a TikTok, same name. So she's a free spirit. When she was a child, she was my hardest child. No, my hardest is my youngest one. She was my hardest child because she was very spirited and you could not tell her what to do. So Today, she's a beautiful grown-up lady. She's 26. She moved to another town with her boyfriend, but she broke up with him. She always breaks up. And she stayed there because she got a great job. She's actually working. She's a manager at a French cafe, French restaurant, and she's making a lot of money. And she might work there for a few months and save money. And she has another business. She's doing some pet sitting, so she has ladies working for her. So she thinks that it's pretty cool because she's the one who wanted to van life. My second one is Clarence. I live with him. He was on the chat earlier with Wawa, and he came with me. He came with me. He comes, he travels with me. He loves skiing, so he doesn't van life as much. He's 23, 6'2". He's too tall to be in a van with me, but sometimes we did travel together. And my third one, she was my sweetest child. She was the easiest one, and I'm sorry to say that, but she might be my hardest one because she's my complete opposite now. And but stay in touch. Do you say your name Gérard? Like my dad, my father is Gérard, but I see that you have a H, so I don't know how to say your name. My youngest one is 21. She's making a ton of money, and she's way more in the system than her siblings. And at 21, she's making so much money that I'm worried about how much taxes she's going to pay this year. And it's a shame. I think they should help younger people under 26 because even if she's making money, she's just out of her MBA master, and it's going to destroy her to pay so much tax. But this one is very against me. She is not happy that I homeschool my son. She's not happy that I van life. She thinks that I'm crazy. She thinks that I'm a hippie. Gérard, oh, but you missed my life today. I already have a lover from YouTube. No, it's a joke, but I'm talking to a YouTuber, and he's also a van lifer. If you don't know, because you're new to my channel, I have this channel because I bought a cargo van. I have but you don't have Ford in every country, but I have a E150, and I converted it, and I van life, and I'm always in my van. I'm making this live from home, but I'm always traveling, so I'm rarely having a live in here. It's very hard to make a live in the van because it's kind of empty. I have no insulation, and the sound is not very good, but I'm never home. I'm always on the go. You can't find me at one place. Like you see me here today in Florida. Tomorrow I'm in North Carolina. After tomorrow I will be in Alabama. So if you want to stay in touch, you just I don't know, you follow me on my channel. You say your daughter will come around. She's only 21. Yes, so she was very sweet, very discreet, very shy, and she's kind of she's acting like a teenager now. Nothing bad, but she lives with her dad, so we divorced, and she used to live with me, but it was too much because we were a big family. I was living with my boys, two of them, and she's like, I don't want to live with them anymore. Oh, you made it, Elle. So she went living with her dad, but her dad, my ex-husband, lives in a 55 and plus community. But she's calm and quiet, so she's okay there. She fits there. She's never home, so they don't say anything. But she's working all day long. She criticizes everything that I do. She doesn't realize that I'm happy, that I love my life like that. And I don't know why she's always mad at me, but again, don't forget that she's my youngest. Even if I have a 7 years old, I had 3 kids, right? Like that I raised together. My 7 years old came 20 years after my first, but I was a mom and I had 3 kids. So she was my baby. And really, she was the easiest one. She was born 1 year after my son, so they were a year apart. They were like twins. She was taller than him. It's funny when they were kids. And she was always so shy. She was never saying anything mean. She was the sweetest child ever. And now she's a little bit difficult. But my daughter, who is 26, had a time like that when she was against me, and now we have a better relationship with her. Pops, I was working on my van today in September. I took a week off to get my van ready for camping. I'm gonna have to meet you guys somewhere. I was wondering if anybody wants to go to, I think it's called Peace and Love or Peace of Van. I forgot. It's not Peace and Love, but I went this year. Peace, Love, and Van or something like that in Florida, because I just got an email maybe 2 days ago. So I went there last year, but just for a day. I might go again this year because there are so many van lifers that I want to meet. I met so many already last year, and it was when I had it was one of my first trip with the van, because it was last year soon after I bought the van, and I really enjoyed. But it's funny because if you see me in real life, like, I'm pretty quiet and shy, and I keep it for myself. So when I was at this event, we had some music at night, but you'll never see me like dancing or anything. Like, I'm pretty shy, which is crazy that I'm doing YouTube, but it's really out of my comfort zone. I don't care anymore. Trust me, I don't care. I don't even care when I have a troll or a scammer or someone who says something mean, because I'm trying to be positive. I made a funny video this afternoon about my ex-husband annoying me, telling me that I don't do enough for my son. I just made a video to vent, but most of the time, 99% of my channel is positive. I'm not a drama queen or anything. I'm, oh la la, I want to stay as far as possible from those stories. So where would you like to go, Pop-Pops? If you say you took a week off, so you're still working, you're gonna have to become a self-employed. That's why I made this video that you will see next Wednesday, because I talk about some of my jobs, the jobs that I had before, the jobs that I'm doing now. I don't want to spoil, and I don't want to tell you everything now, and I change my bio, and I don't want to tell you everything that I do, but I have ideas too, and I have another project. I love to have different jobs and different ways to make money. Some people will call me non-stable, but I love that. Wondering, say, me and some friends will be heading to Florida in January. Uh, that will be great. Where you have plans, you know where you're gonna stay. Like, I met this guy, again, no boyfriend, no dating, like, it's just my van life community. But I met this nice guy last time when I was the name that I can say, because I can remember if it's peace, love, and van or whatever. But he's always like in Florida near the land that I bought. If you know my channel, you know I bought a piece of raw land in North Florida. I live in South Florida, but I live there, and I bought a piece of raw land there, so on the west near the springs. And he's always spending time there, so I'm like, well, next time I go on my land, maybe you come and you join me. You say you sound a lot like me. I really want to start a YouTube channel, but I'm not sure it'd be interesting enough. Um, so it's funny, Valerie, because my best friend, it was her job. She can do a public speech and everything, and me, I'm trying to avoid the crowd. As a teenager, I never went to any concert, or maybe one, and it was maybe a piano concert or something like that. Very classy. I'm not crazy. I was a very quiet teenager. I was never this crazy teenager. I have a little bit of craziness in me, but I'm more than as my third daughter. I'm a quiet and shy person. I can be silly once I know the people, and I can be very funny, but I'm very quiet. So when I started my YouTube channel, and it's not even my native language, I'm French. So when I started my YouTube channel, I made a small French video, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. I live in America. If I monetize, I need to be monetized based on the fact that I live in America. So I have to speak in English. I understand everything in English. I'm fluent. Sometimes I do some mistakes, because all French people do. Sometimes some words are similar, and we're going to say one for another. Like my best friend Marie-Charlotte, she has her baking channel, and she can never remember if we say whipped cream or whipping cream. And I'm like, just call it chantilly. American will understand. It's a chantilly. But I understand everything. But yeah, I was getting out of my comfort zone, and I pushed through, and I don't know, it's been a nice experience so far. I met a lot of people. I have people that give me a lot of ideas, and it's really pushing me and forcing me to do more things in my life, and I need to catch up with the chat. Well, this thing on water yeah, so the water management, I've tried almost all of those places, and it's great. It's free. You need to pull a permit. So in Florida you can camp for free. The water management system, I made a video about it. It's called Free Camping in Florida. I think I never remember the title, but this one is an easy one. I think the water management district has 5 districts, if I'm correct. The one near the springs, you cannot really go with an RV. It's more like a campground, but it's free. They let you camp on their land for free. You just have to pull a permit, and I've done almost all of them. I can do a video on each one, but it's beautiful. It's free, it's safe. They have a gate, and after you pull the permit, you get your code. The first time I got the code, I didn't figure out how to open the gate, and I made a U-turn and went back home. What a shame. But then I went, and I've done almost all of them, and it's very nice, very safe, except maybe Dupuis. I was not crazy about Dupuis, but that's another story. The $6,000 van. The $6,000 van. You were here earlier. I see you on my friend Marie-Charlotte live. You never sleep, I swear. Yeah. I'm gonna make a live about the dress, because I have dresses that I always wear when I'm in the van, and I realize that there are some clothes that just feel better when you are in the van. So yes, I was wearing a yellow dress earlier, but my son had a pool party. He had a birthday party, and well, try to stay around the pool with like 10 wild tigers. Yeah, I was all wet, and I had chlorine, so I did take a shower and I changed my clothes. That's what it is. The $6,000 van was there. I had a van earlier, and I had a bright, bright, bright yellow dress. But also I was wearing my yellow dress with a lot of colors, necklace and stuff, because we were doing some craft project and we were listening to some Christmas music. Valérie, oh, you're so sweet. I've accomplished a lot, and I'm a bit worried because my next video that I've already posted, but it's scheduled for next Wednesday, talks about some of the jobs that I have done, and I was hesitating to post this video, and I hope that people won't think that I'm bragging. It's really just what I have done, and you're gonna see. It's next Wednesday at 6 p.m. It's a premiere, but yeah, I was like, I had to think twice about the next video that I already made, but you can't see yet because it will premiere on next Wednesday. But I talk about my career as a doula, and it went very well, and I don't want to spoil, and I don't want to tell you now, but I did work with some celebrities, and I don't want to tell you more, but at some point, that was before my son was born, as an uneducated person, as many call or drop out, I was making more money as a doula than some of the OBGYN that I was working with. Yeah. And a few years ago in Connecticut, I had this OBGYN who almost hit me in the face. He was so mad at me because doulas don't really have an education. We have a license, and I went to a wonderful school to become a doula. It was in New York, in Manhattan, many years ago. And I'm way more holistic, and I'm way more nurturing, and I'm listening to my patients, my moms, and I know them because I follow them during their entire pregnancy. And when an OBGYN comes at the very end, when it's time to push and they want to perform a C-section because they don't work the following day and they want to make sure that they deliver the baby to get paid, yes, I do get mad. And I can tell you the whole story, but I told my client that she didn't need to have a C-section, that the OBGYN was only scaring her that the baby was going to die and she was going to die, because he wanted to make sure that he was the one who was going to deliver to get paid, and because when they have a C-section everybody is making more money. It's a trap. And because my client said no to the C-section, she had a beautiful baby. The child she's a teenager now, and then she had another baby later. But the OBGYN was so mad that when he saw me in the hallway, he almost hit me. And the husband, the new father, was here because he went smoking, and he literally grabbed his hand and he prevented the fight from happening. So, yes. Yeah, it's a good shot. No, we are going to do a meetup. I'm Elle and Van Goodwin know each other, right? So I've had an interesting career as a doula. It's always hard to work with doctors because they went to school for 7, 8, 9 years, and here you come and you went to school for 3 days. You got a license, you read some books, and you have only experience on the field, right? When a doula is like a midwife, if you don't know what it is. And it was my job for many, many years. And I tell you everything. I did not completely retire, but I don't deliver babies anymore. But I'm still doing some stuff as a doula. It will be in my next video. But you're facing OBGYNs, nurses, you're facing a bunch of people that have way more degrees than you. But the mom in the labor and delivery only trusts you. You're making sometimes more money than them. And the mom is always looking at you when the doctor talks, because you have a special bond with the mom. Because when I'm in labor and delivery with the mom, I have met her before already. I've seen her like many, many times. I went to her home. We've done the childbirth education. I met the husband, the other kids, the dogs, and I love dogs. Again, I had a pet store. I was a cat breeder. So my patients become like my best friends. We text each other. They text me all the time. They text me about all their private stuff, their sex life, they're pregnant, so I get some weird text at 2 a.m. in the morning. Hey, sorry, I had sex with my husband and I have a little bit of spotting. Sorry to be completely transparent, but it's my job. So when you're that close to someone, they're like your friends. So imagine the willing to that. Imagine you are in labor and delivery, you know your client, let's call her Emily. You've been with Emily maybe 15 times, you've seen her before the birth of her child, and maybe you have already delivered 2 or 3 of her babies, because many of my clients are returning patients. So you are in labor and delivery with someone that you really know. And meet up, yes. And you know this mom so well, and the nurse that doesn't know her, that have just read the chart, and the OBGYN come into the room, and they say, hey, so we're gonna do that, or they don't pay attention, and they can pay attention because they are overwhelmed, and they want to see my reaction, and they want to see what I'm gonna have to say. And most of the time, as a doula, I almost have to translate what the OBGYN just said, because when you are at the hospital and you get overwhelmed by what the doctor is saying, they always look at me. And it pisses off the doctors, the nurses, and everyone. Hold on, I have Apple. Apple is my dog. So most OBGYN and nurses and doctors, at least 15 years ago, now things have changed. They didn't really like me, or they don't like any doulas, because I know, hold on, I have to take my, yes, I know. They don't like us because our patients like us way more than them. And it's a problem because they don't understand why someone who will listen to someone like me, who went to a doula school for 3 days, versus a doctor who went to school for 7 years or 10 years if he's a surgeon. But the truth is that because I'm listening, I know them more, and I respect what they want. They're listening to me and not to them. So I made a lot of enemies, OBGYN who are not my friends. No, Annette say we're trying to sell. Ah, mais Marie-Charlotte, il va falloir que tu aies un van. Voilà. Elle said, I need to get working on my van as soon as I finish this goofy move to Central. What do you have left on your van? I always have to work on my van. I always have something to do. But that would be, yeah, that would be cool. We should do a ferry meeting. What about that? A ferry, because the event in Florida is called something, Marie-Charlotte, you remember how it's called? Or Annette? It's not peace and love, it's peace, love, and vans, I think, right? Peace, love, and van. I was there last year. And I can't even remember. But you know what I mean. So maybe we do a ferry meeting, and Marie-Charlotte comes, because Marie-Charlotte has a baking channel, and she cooks for all of us. Marie? Marie-Charlotte is French, if you're new. I always have the same little group, so you guys are gonna know each other now. Marie-Charlotte is French, she bakes, but she cooks. She makes Chinese food, names, gluten-free, stuff like that. So we, sounds good. Wondering says sounds good. Like Marie-Charlotte, she can cook like anything. Wondering, have you checked her channel? Look above you, you have Annette. And then above you have Marie-Charlotte Wood-Joly. Can you see her? She's my best friend. She's French and American as me. The $6,000 van already knows both of us because he's following both of us. So he knows. He knows. So he knows what I'm talking about. I'd love to be a fairy. Okay. You know, it's funny because when I started my channel, yeah, but check after you're done with me, check your channel. She's amazing. She's baking cakes. She was just baking cakes for her kids. Like she's making like 3 stories, like Mario Kart cake and stuff like that. Now people are ordering cakes from her, and it's amazing. Like you will believe it's AI. AI can even match her cakes. It's amazing, amazing. Yeah, the functional medicine approach. So I lost what I was about to say. I'm lost because I read your comments. I'm lost. Marie-Charlotte. Oh, the ferry. Yeah, you have to. Most of my subscribers now and followers are on her channel. It's very different. I van life. She's my opposite. We're yin and yang, said my another subscriber. We are peace, love, and van are meeting in Florida. So yes, so I miss Colorado, but I went last year. I was there and I made a video. I was there last year. It was one of my very first event. So I'm going to try to go there. When is that again? Gerard say hello again. But that would be funny. But only if we have Marie-Charlotte. But Marie-Charlotte, she lives west. She's in California. Oh, yes. So I was saying, Annette say fairy. The name of my channel was not even fairy or anything. It was a channel about homeschool. When I first started this channel, I created the channel. I didn't know what I was going. And it was the sound of unschool. So my very first video, you see the watermark, the sound of unschool, and talking about unschool. I'm going to check on my son quickly. And then I changed the name and I had absolutely no idea. And sorry, I'm going to shoot. Dove, ça va? Yeah, he's fine. I had no idea how to call this channel. Mosaic is something that I've used because I have a Facebook group called My Perfect Mosaic Embryo, and it's a very long story, and you don't want me to start talking about science, but basically my baby boy is an IVF baby, and when we were screening his cells to make sure that I was 40 when I had him, almost 41, when I did the IVF, I wanted to make sure that he was not going to have Down syndrome or anything like that. So we did a PGS, pre-genetic screening, to make sure that the embryo had the right amount of cells. And I was told that my child was mosaic, but it's too hard to explain. But basically, the embryo had some abnormal cells, normal, abnormal, mosaic, right? So I created a Facebook group called My Perfect Mosaic Embryo. And sorry, I'm moving. And So I'm the admin of this group. So Mosaic was something that was already in my life, and the fairy, I don't know, the Mosaic fairy, it just clicked like that, and now people say, hey, hi, the Mosaic fairy. I could never change the name of my channel. And Apple. Ah, oui, I sold you. Hold on, I'm gonna check because everybody wants Marie-Charlotte to cook. Yes. I mean, what is wrong with her? Can you see Apple right now? I don't know what's on my hand. I took a shower. Maybe that's the coconut. Oh, that's the coconut. The tallow. I used some tallow on my skin. Can you see her? Like she's crazy. Van Goodwin said, my cooking isn't brag, mostly some days it's a wonder I'm still alive. You know, I became carnivore 2 years ago in May, so a little bit more than 2 years ago. Marie-Charlotte knows because she came to my place. I'm only like eating ground meat, eggs. I make some dessert. I make an ice cream that's completely carnivore. It's only 2 yolks with a pint of whipping cream. See, Marie-Charlotte, I say it right. Whipping cream, not whipped cream. A little bit of vanilla, and that's it. Caroline said that Arizona and Denver is on my side. Yes, so sometimes I say, Marie-Charlotte, I'm in Florida, Marie-Charlotte is in California, and I'm like, oh, I'm going, I will be close to where you live. And she's like, oh, really? Where are you going to? And I'm like, Vegas or Utah or Colorado. And she's like, you know, that's like 9 or 10 hours away. I'm like, Mom, that's where you live. Yeah, because I'm on the east. So for us to travel on the east, it's super, super easy. Apple is basting. What does it mean? Or bathing? I don't know what it means, the $6,000 van. I'm sorry. Teamwork make the dream work, Annette. That's right. Yes, Annette is right. No, that would be cool. I mean, there are some van lifers that are trying to meet up, but they're meeting up only for a YouTube purpose and only to sell some stuff. And I don't want that. I really don't want that. Like if we meet, we'll just meet. Cooking term. Ah, basting is a cooking term. Marie-Charlotte, tu connais ça? Sorry, I'm asking Marie-Charlotte because yesterday, like when I have a live, when Marie-Charlotte is doing a live, like she thinks that I'm a dictionary, and she's always like, oh, I don't know how to say that, so I say ashfal, and my friend, the Mosaic Fairy, is here, and she's going to translate for me, and I'm like, no, I don't know what it means. Marie-Charlotte, I still don't know how to translate when you say I'm doing my cake and it's à cheval. I have no clue what you're talking about. I mean, in French, yes, but à cheval, halfway through, I don't know. And yesterday you asked me about a Schtroumpf, Smurf, the little blue Smurf, S-M-U-R-F. That I knew how to translate that. My ideal winter is one motorcycle ride, then travel north to snowshoe. I used to have a motorcycle. At our meetup, you can teach us some French. Ouais, on peut parler français. Anyone has a stove in their van? Ah bah non, alors là... I do cook with my kettle. So usually when I'm home, before I leave with the van, I make like a pork roast or something. And I bring it in the van, I keep it in my freezer, and I boil water in my kettle, and I cut my pork, and I just put my boiling water in a mug with the pork, and within 2 minutes I have a broth. So usually I give the meat to my son because now it's hot meat, and I just drink my broth because I don't like anything sweet, sugary, and I can have a broth like early in the morning. So yes, I cook with kettle. I made boiling eggs in my kettle. Yeah, you tell all my secrets. Anyone has a stove in their van? I need a stove and an oven. I have a packable solar stove. You have a solar stove? Van, are you serious? Now that I have a solar system, a very cheap solar system, nobody watched this video. The video is stuck at 300 views, so I changed the thumbnail today. I made it bright, like yellow, red, something like that. I had to change all my thumbnails because since I changed the thumbnails, my video went up. But now that I have my solar system on the van, I can use a portable oven or something like that because it's only 200 watt, but believe it or not, every day I get a notification from my power station, my Blue AT, around 3 p.m. that my power is back to 100%. So now that I have a way to recharge my power station, I can have more electrical stuff. And Martino 7, I'm picking up my bag next week. I've had it in storage for 2 years. So you guys love bikes. I have to tell you that I bought this land in North Florida and I have a neighbor, and next to my neighbor it's Harley Davidson club. So they caught on fire a year and a half ago, so they haven't had a meeting, but everyone in the neighborhood has a Harley Davidson, because they basically moved here for the club. You asked me if I have a power inverter. So I have a Blue AT. I have a Blue AT. Blue AT. Ouais, peut-être. I have a power station of the brand Blue AT. The $6,000 van says, thank you, you like older women. Now I feel like a cougar. I'm 48. But okay, I take that as a compliment. There are people that are younger than me out there, okay? Now you completely lost me. Oh, whoa, no flirting on my chat. I don't date. So L, I have, you know those Blue AT? It's a small power station, 1,800 watt, and it's 3-in-1. I don't need like the battery and the inverter and everything. It's 3-in-1. There's everything together. So my small Blue AT, and it's annoying because it's a live. I don't have a video, so I can just, when I'm doing a live, I'm doing this. And on my CapCut, I add my whatever I want to show because I can edit my videos, but I can edit now because I have a live. So no, I have a flexible 200 watt solar system that I put with very high bond tape on the roof 3 weeks ago, and it's plugged in the back directly with I forgot how it's called, the cable. I had to buy a longer cable. It's plugged directly into my Blue AT. Thank you for the heart. I love seeing heart. I want more heart. And it charges my Blue AT. My Blue AT, I run a cord from my Blue AT to an outlet. So now it's very convenient because I don't have to bend over and plug everything in my Blue AT. I'm just running a cord, and I bought one of those. It's called an office or desk outlet. Usually you're supposed to make a hole, but I had a little piece where I was able to play. You can see that on my video. I can place the outlet, so I have 2 or 3 outlets, USB, micro USB. So I plug everything as if I was home, right? I just plug it there, and the solar system is charging. And when I drive, I usually plug my compressor fridge, everything directly into my 12 volts. So I don't, when I plug the fridge to the 12 volt on my car, then my power station doesn't empty that fast. Blue AT, you say that. DC to AC. Yes, so on my Blue AT, I have the power on button. That's how much I know about power. Nothing. And I have the AC and DC because the power station has everything in there already. Again, it's not, I looked into it, you know, when you start van life, you have to learn the stuff. I didn't know anything a few months ago, and I learned because I wasn't sure if I was going to buy a battery, an inverter, and all of that, or if I was going with a power station, and I went with a power station. Mom, chill. You're a baby. My kids are older than you. My daughter is turning 27 this year. And I treat them as kids, and when their friends come home, I say, hey children, time to eat. So no, I was joking when I was telling you that I was a cougar. I've already raised 3 teenagers. I know boys mine. I'm not completely uptight, but when I see a 25 years old young man, I see a child. I'm very sorry. Meanwhile, she does 2 minutes in the kettle and I do 5 hours slow cook pork shoulder. No, 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 I've done, oh my gosh, I boiled my eggs in my kettle, but the kettle pulled so much power from my power station. I stopped using my kettle because I drink 6, 7, 8 coffees. Even when I had 8 coffees a day, I still drive at 47 miles per hour when I am on the highway. It's a joke because Marie-Charlotte and 6,000, sorry, I'm never good with names. You have to know me now. I can remember dates, names, but when I see you, I know exactly who you are. But I memorize. I have a photography, like I have a different way to process in my brain. Like I know all of you. I know Donald, but I would not be able to say that you are Donald Anderson, 1881 if I was not looking at your name. Pops. I know the $6,000 van. Well, the $6,000 van. The $6,000 van told Marie-Charlotte that she was driving like Sandra Bullock in Speed. Marie-Charlotte is baking cakes, and it's funny because she delivers the cake. So she's making like beautiful, like 3 stories cake. Beautiful. Again, you guys, you have to watch our channel. Look, if you're new here, look, check your name. Marie-Charlotte Wood Jolie. She's my best friend. She's French. And yes, she likes younger men. Sorry, I sold you. Because there is this guy who's trying to flirt with me. So I send this guy to you. So she has to deliver those cakes, and she put the cakes in a cooler, and she drives. Problem is, she trusts her baking, but she doesn't trust her driving. And every time, like she spends maybe 1 week to bake a cake, but she doesn't trust, I'm French, Tony, she doesn't trust her driving. And it's funny because the $6,000 van told her yesterday or 2 days ago that she might be driving like Sandra Bullock. Do you understand with my French accent, Sandra Bullock? In Speed. And I'm the opposite way, and I actually was pulled over a few months ago for driving too slow. Yeah, I know. We need a minute of silence. The police officer was behind me all the time, and I did not really pay attention. And he pulled me over. He's like, do you know why I pulled you over? And I'm like, no. I was driving my ex's car, so I was like, maybe his registration expired or something like that. And as I opened the window, he asked me if I was impaired. And he's like, you know, you're driving at like 25 miles per hour, and the speed limit was 50. And I'm like, yeah, I do that every day, but this time I'm not on the highway. And well, we both laughed, and he was like, you should have seen his eyes. He was like rolling his eyes. So I drive slow, even after 7 or 8 coffee. You say she cannot drive under 50 miles per hour or cake explode. I swear, she thinks that there is a bomb in her car. She drives her car like at 130 miles per hour with no oil. Like last time she went for an oil change, and the guy was like, you know, you are driving dry. Okay. And meanwhile, every time I'm on the phone with Marie-Charlotte, I'm like, I'm at Jiffy Lube, I'm doing an oil change. She's like, again? I'm like, yeah. Again, I'm always at Jiffy Lube, because Jiffy Lube, or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever it's called. And Marie-Charlotte, she didn't know just a few months ago that it was something we had to do on the car. But she goes behind the wheel and she's at 135 and she got pulled over so many times and she always forgets her purse and ID and everything. I called her a gangster yesterday during her live and she's like, well, you can call me whatever you want, but you were pulled over because you drive too slow. And I don't know how to put my phone with the charger. I'm gonna hold it, it's okay. Yes, yes, here's the link. I wrote it down. Okay. Yes, but Marie Charlotte, I don't think you need a link like anyone. You can just, I think it works because I know Marie Charlotte when I'm watching your live and when you talk about I Digest, I was able to click on her name and see. I don't want to do it because I'm the host. I trust my baking, but not my driving. I'm very life aware though, very careful. I mean, Caroline gets pulled over for driving too slow on the street. Yeah, I think she needs a Fondor car. Bouge Harvey. Oui, that's something else. And I'm sorry, Bouge is French. And I said that in my videos maybe 3 or 4 times because every time I talk about this brand, I say, I love this brand, I love Bouge Harvey, and it's not a sponsored video. Bouge, and you can ask Marie-Charlotte, she's here, Donald, and she's French. You say bougie, or bougie means candle. You have to know, bougie means, it means candles. So bouge means moving. That's why it's called Bouge RV. So I'm sorry that you guys say bougie RV, but it will be like saying candles RV. Do you cook French pastries, pop-pops? Marie-Charlotte. Marie-Charlotte, she cooks everything. She's above any bakers. I'm serious. I'm not like joking. I'm not saying that because she's my best friend. I don't eat sweet. I don't eat sugar. I don't even like it. Even before I was carnivore, I was not eating any sweet. I can only make tiramisu, lava cake. I mean, no, I'm joking because I'm French and I can cook and bake because French mom, we know how to cook, but I don't enjoy it. Marie-Charlotte, she can do anything, anything, anything. Valerie Donald Anderson from Nevada. Oh, we have a love story here. Why, you guys kissed when you were 11 at a camp, summer camp? Oh my God. I was watching Who's the Boss. Do you guys remember this show? Tony Mizzelli? Who's the Boss? Put a heart or thumb up or talk if you remember Who's the Boss. In Who's the Boss, in one of the episodes, Tony Danza, Tony Mizzelli, Miss Bauer. I'm watching that because I used to live in Fairfield County. In one, do you remember? You're hungry. In one of the episodes, Jonathan, the son of Angela Bauer, is in camp and he's homesick and he wants to go home. And Angela and you never watch Who's the Boss? Angela is a very rich woman from Connecticut, and her mom hired a beautiful, sexy housekeeper, male, Italian, Tony Mizzelli, and he comes live with her preteen daughter there. And they realize during a camp when they have to pick up her son who is sick that they have been, both of them, the adults who are in their 30s now, that they have been to the same camp when they were 11 and they kissed each other. And now we have one of my followers here, Valerie, who said Donald Anderson from Nevada. So that's why I'm making the joke and I'm like, you guys, you know each other, you kissed when you were 11 or something. That would be too funny that I have people on my life that know each other. I am cooking. Who is, you talk to me or Marie-Charlotte, the 6000 van, he's your kind of guy, who, the Tony Mizzelli? I am cooking steak and I got mustard and forgot you in my fridge instead of the mustard on the shelf. Alors, Marie-Charlotte, she's totally ADHD, so I don't even bother. Back in the freezer. Well, I already put you in the freezer, Marie-Charlotte. Brice de Nice? Ben ouais. Vous êtes français? Valérie? Oh, you kissed your brother-in-law? I got it. Sorry, I just want. That would be something that people will say in one of those stupid TV shows when you always have the blonde girl who doesn't understand anything. You know, she will go like, "Oh, you kissed your brother-in-law." The stupid blonde. No, okay, I got it. That would be so funny. But Marie-Charlotte, you're missing everything. And your husband is going to be so mad. Doom say, okay, so how does it work? I don't know. Yes, the $6,000 van back in the freezer. I was on the phone with Marie-Charlotte before. So again, she's my best friend. So because we are 12 and 16, she's 12 and 16, we spend about, how many hours do we spend on the phone together, Marie-Charlotte? I don't want to say 4, 5. How many hours do we spend on the phone, Marie-Charlotte? And sometimes I'm like half naked and she like FaceTiming me, or same thing, she's like trying clothes in the store half naked and she's FaceTiming me. And I'm like, okay, that's very nice. But that's what a lot of people don't have a best friend. It's good to have one, I'm telling you. Doom. Vous êtes français ou pas? Marie-Charlotte, Brice de Nice, tu connais? I need fondant. Ah, the fondant, the $6,000 van, the lava cake, that's me. I'm doing the best tiramisu. So my daughter, Matilda, she's the manager of a French cafe. And her boss is doing a tiramisu. And she literally insulted him. They're both French, so they're like best friends, right? He didn't take it, but instead he said, you're too funny, Matilda, that you tell me, and I'm your boss, that you hate my tiramisu. Jean Dujardin. Ouais, ben, my brother looks like Jean Dujardin, and when he was young, he loved Jean Dujardin. We're talking about a French movie. So my daughter told the boss that he was so bad at making tiramisu. He said, I'm sorry, but that is not a tiramisu. My mom can make a tiramisu. That is not a tiramisu. You should not sell tiramisu. It's a shame. I'm going to have you try my mom's tiramisu. She's making the best tiramisu ever. And it's true. Many, many years ago, yeah, my tiramisu is the best. I can brag about it. I don't brag about my jobs, my career, or anything. I can brag about my tiramisu. Sorry, I'm checking on everyone because the dog is barking. And I'm leaving my son alone tonight. I'm being a super bad mom. You hear? That's because someone must be in front of the house and my dog is like, not the baby, not Apple, the big dog. Like she, very, very protective. So yes, I'm baking the best tiramisu. And many years ago when my kids were kids, Roxy, now I have both of them. When my kids were young, I was part of a PTA. I went to a PTA meeting and I made a tiramisu. A mom came to me. I already had a job. Remember, I had a pet store. She came to me and she said, it's almost summer camp and we need a chef for our summer camp. This is how I ended up being a chef in a summer camp, and I hate cooking. Marie-Charlotte likes that, but no, it's not that I hate cooking. Obviously, I'm French, so I can cook and I can do a lot of stuff because it's kind of, it's not an option. We're French, so it's not an option. Bah bien sûr, j'ai déjà fait du couscous. Bah oui, oui, of course. So I was hired in a summer camp to bake. And that was amazing cash money. They were giving me so much cash money. It was insane. And two of my kids were very young. They were like 8 and 9, and they were coming with me. So not only we had free camp, But I was just baking maybe 2 or 3 hours a day because I was not going to bake with the kids like all day long. They had other things to do. And they were like paying a crazy amount of cash, just cash money, because they were so proud to advertise their summer camp with a French cook from Paris. I was not a cook, I was not a chef or anything, but it was just my ouais, le tres léché, Marie-Charlotte knows how to say that. The marble as well, you know, the one that has chocolate in there. So you have the white and the brown. You make the 4 quarts, that's how it's called. And then you make the other 4 quarts with chocolate and you just pour it over and it makes that shape. So when you cut it, it's like, it's beautiful. Marble. Who is Tina? Why is everyone missing her? But it's funny that we talk about food. I wanted to Matilda is my daughter. I wanted to make a video one time to show you like how I can cook it in the van because I don't have a lot of utensils or supplies. I'm very minimalist and frugal, but I can do some pretty good stuff with almost nothing. So Marie-Charlotte is going to be my opposite. She's going to have a lot of things and she's gonna bake with a lot of tools and stuff. She's always going to Michael and TJ Maxx, looking for mold and stuff like that. We have, again, the complete opposite. But I'm making ice creams like every day as a carnivore. Again, 2 yolks, 1 pint of whipping cream, some vanilla, and because I don't use sugar, I use something called glycine. Have you heard about glycine? It's a powder and it's an amino acid. So it's a supplement and it's very sweet, but it's not sugar. So I use that in my dessert so I can make dessert. Couscous, I don't know if maybe Americans know couscous. Couscous, they eat a couscous in and came along Polly in this movie. But the $6,000 van said, oh, who said I don't watch TV? Sorry, I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. You should try Rechta. Oh, you're Algerian, Doom, so you speak French. Vous parlez français? Ouais. Alors, yeah, now I'm carnivore. I'm carnivore because it's complicated, but I had arthritis and many autoimmune disease, and I was exposed to mold, and I had to go carnivore. Oh, wait, glycine. Voilà. Are you Algerian? So you speak French? You know Brice de Nice? In Algeria? Marie-Charlotte, you know Brice de Nice, the movie? Marie-Charlotte doesn't watch TV, so she doesn't know movie. You know, guys, I've been talking to you for like 92 minutes and 39 seconds, and I made a video earlier that my ex-husband came today like super mad at me because I was not taking care of my son. And we were actually doing craft with my son when he came. And tonight I've been a super bad mom because usually at this time I'm taking care of him. And tomorrow we have to wake up super early. We have an early flight. We're going to North Carolina. Marie-Charlotte, I don't know if I know Brittany. Oh my gosh, see, I'm hurting my my head because of you. I can't believe. Okay. Oui, glycine, Annette. I buy mine from Amazon. It's a little part of white powder. And this is an amino acid, so it's good. It's good stuff for your body. And I usually, the scoop is in there. And because I bake everything without any sugar, when I say people that I'm carnivore, people think that I don't make dessert. I do make dessert. Today, I took some yogurt and I added 1 egg, 2 scoops of glycine, a little bit of vanilla, and I put it in my oven for 30 minutes and it made a beautiful like cheesecake, or I don't know what it was, but it was very good. I'm making some pancakes with white eggs, a lot of stuff, because if you think about it, carnivore is everything that comes from an animal. And I'm carnivore because I was trying to cure my arthritis, kidney stones, and everything. I had an issue with the oxalate, and the oxalate are found in vegetables. So I stopped all that and I cured my kidney stones. But I'm still eating dessert, and I'm making ice cream almost every day. And when I want to feel this sweet taste, I'm using test 1, 2, 3. It's not test. Help me. Taste. Yes, TA. I'm using glycine, and really it replaces sugar. It's very sweet and it's very healthy. If you take glycine at night, it helps detox, and when you detox, you may have a herbs, and if you have a herbs, you may have nightmares, or you might not sleep well. So be careful with glycine. If you don't know what a herbs is, H-E-R-X, just Google it. But be careful with that. Cast iron skillet and Dutch oven are what I prepare my meals, and it doesn't limit my menu. My mood does. In the van, and I'm ashamed to say that because I'm using a regular pan. At home, I'm only going with stainless pan, and I should, but it's harder to do the dishes in the van, so I'm just using a regular pan. It is a cheesecake, Marie Charlotte. Taste, yeah, I know taste. I was saying test. It's taste, and I saw it in my mind. You know how my brain can see stuff, right? But it was basically a cheesecake, just a small bowl. There was a bowl of yogurt, and you just put an egg, 2 scoops of of glycine, a little bit of vanilla. I added some cream of tartar. I don't know why it was there, so I tried, and it was very good. I left a comment on your other live stream, and I had an impression that you didn't like my comment. No, I'm always happy with your comment. That's the thing with texting and stuff like that. If you don't put a nice smiley face or something like that, sometimes people don't understand your tone. No, that was very nice. I saw your comment. It's just that after I was done with the live, I had to run because my son had a pool party, and he had a birthday party, and I just had to run, and I didn't have a lot of time to look at the comments and take time. But no, you always say nice stuff, so no. And yes, glycine is an amino acid, and if you're trying to have a low carb diet or no sugar diet, you can replace anything with amino acid. It's very good. I have an ice cream machine, so the bowl is always staying in the freezer. The rest of the machine is on my countertop. So I have this bowl that is always in the freezer. There is some kind of liquid in there. So when you put the ice cream in there and it turns, it gets ready within 15 minutes because it's super, super cold. Maybe in another live I will do an ice cream with you, because it takes 5 minutes to do it, but we can do it, move the machine somewhere because it's very loud, and then I show you how it is, how thick it is when it's ready. It's really 2 yolks, 1 pint of whipping cream, but a good one, and some vanilla, and 2 scoops of glycine, and that's it. If you have regular vanilla beans, it's better. I don't have a cooking channel, but you know, because I'm French, food is very important. I don't eat processed food. I don't use a microwave. I cook every day. I don't like cooking like Marie Charlotte does. My son is here. Hello. Ça va?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm doing a live, and Mom has been talking on the live for 93 minutes.
What?
Yeah.
An hour?
90 minutes is 1 hour and 30 minutes, because 1 hour is how many minutes, Dove? 60. Yes. Sorry, my son is behind and I can't turn the phone because it's 10 p.m. and he's not dressed. Okay, yeah, I might do that, because I was trying not to confuse the algorithm, so I was trying not to cook or do anything else. Yeah, okay. Okay. So, yeah, my son said 1 hour is 60 minutes. Okay, maybe. Oh, no, tomorrow, no. Tomorrow I'm flying and I'm going to North Carolina and I will be back next week. I'm leaving tomorrow with my ex-husband and my son, our son. We have a court, we have to go to court in North Carolina tomorrow. Big case, like huge case, and my ex-husband cannot handle that on his own, and we're not represented by any lawyers. It's complicated. It's a writ of possession after a foreclosure. So, does my son like soccer? Not really. He doesn't play sport. My ex-husband was a tennis pro. He played Roland Garros. My ex-husband is 55, so to give you, he was playing with Guy Forget. That's if you know tennis. That's his generation. Yannick Noah, he was watching Yannick Noah when he was a child, but he's a tennis pro. So usually tennis people, tennis players, we don't really play soccer. You see that homeschooling is paying off. Oh yeah, I know, he's smart. The other day I said, hey, can I challenge you? What is 9 times 9? And he's like, 81. And I'm like, yeah, how do you know? He said, because the square root of 81 is 9. I was like, okay. But he can't write. He can spell. He's very good at spelling bee. But we don't do the stuff that the kids learn in school. Well, like we're in school, so he's learning whatever he wants. And when I don't know something, I will find it. I will learn it with him. Like Monday, we are going in court and he's coming with us, so he knows what a clerk is. He knows what a court system is. Like it's the third time that we're going to court, so he's learning like real life stuff. Okay, I'm going to take care of him because I'm ashamed to say it's 10 p.m. and I have to take care of him. He needs to go to bed. My little brother plays tennis. My older brother and my father played soccer, and I was a swimmer. I was a swimmer too. I was a diver. I used to dive with bottles, oxygen, and everything. And I did gymnastics. Yeah, real life school. And I'm a very good skier. Marie-Charlotte skis very, very well, but she broke her shoulder 2 years ago. I'm a very good skier, but I'm doing a lot of sport. I've done a lot of sport as a child. I'm good at many sports, and now I don't even go to the gym or anything, but I love walking, hiking. I barely swim in my pool, but I was very athletic as a teenager, but I don't do much anymore. I'm ashamed. So he's always, swimming. I have a pool. He's playing with kids. He's swimming a lot. He's riding his bike. He's always on the move, but he's not really playing on the team because with the kind of lifestyle that we have, we're always on the road. We can't have a schedule. So we will see when he gets older. It's 10 p.m. His dad is going to be furious because he's not in bed and we're traveling tomorrow. Thanks God this child doesn't go to school. But he has a flight. We have an early flight tomorrow. We have to leave at 6:20. My ex is coming to pick us up at 6:20. So we need to be ready. So I'm gonna leave you, and now I won't be able to do a live when I'm with my ex-husband. He hates that. He hates to see me on the phone, and I'm gonna respect him. So we're not gonna do a live, but you will see my next video next Wednesday. It's a premiere. So you're gonna have to be here at 6 p.m. It's okay, I was with him last week in North Carolina. I'm used to work with him. Bonne nuit à tout le monde. Ouais, mais I'm happy to go in North Carolina, so I'm fine. I'm happy to go for what you know. Okay, I see you. Good night, my love. Good night. Baseball, foot, yeah, tennis. We'll see what my son wants to do, but we're not gonna force him right now. He's an athlete for sure, but not in a team. So don't miss my next videos. If you haven't seen my new one, watch it. It was released Wednesday, and next Wednesday 6 p.m. it's a premiere, so you guys have to be here. It's kind of like a live. I will be here to chat, and no pop-ups. You didn't say anything mean, then maybe my answer was not good. I'm gonna check that right now, but let me take care of my son, okay? See you guys, see you.